to like basically spin the wheel.
Yeah, so
I feel like I
share
have something like that.
share screen. So can you see it?
Oh,
I think you do have something like that, but you
okay.
manually put in everything. So like here's like what to listen to. So you literally just go and spin the wheel,
Hmm.
and like it'll just randomly pick something. But like
Oh,
you can just
so
search.
you don't put the stuff in there.
You can put the stuff in there. Like you can edit it. So like albums to listen. So you can edit the wheel right here
Mm.
and just put whatever you want up in there. But some of the one, I mean, like it's pages and pages of this.
Mm.
Just this category, I just put in music category, but you can go to category. You can do anything. You can do video games.
Oh, that's cool.
Where's sports? I know. Oh yeah, so sports like NFL teams,
Dope.
and then just spin it in whatever. But I thought maybe it might be a asset to or either even to like even just create ideas off of,
Yeah.
if
No, I
nothing
dig that.
else.
I dig that. That sound.
Oh
That's like
shit! I don't know what happened.
I'm trying to get rid of it. There you
Wow.
go. Yeah, I have let me see. I had this thing that I used. I think I used it on the first goat debate at the end when we did the Mount Rushmore, and I
Yeah.
did one. Oh yeah, it's called Wheel of Luck. I did one to decide what the next debate was gonna be.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So it looks like that. I mean, you can change the look of it. They got a couple little
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
base.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little cheesy.
Yeah.
If I'm
With the
being real
lights,
about it.
especially that one, like the carnival.
Funny because I think that was the one I did because out of all of them, it was like, okay, I don't want 100 colors and a lollipop.
No. No.
Uh, a compass just seems weird, and the colors are morbidly pukish.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
you got casino, and then
Yeah.
you got simple, and simple looks so cheap. It was like,
Simple looks Sam
see,
Paul.
so you kind of feel me. You kind of end up with
Right. It's like, all right.
casino is kind of the best thing cooking right now.
Is that what they call it, casino? They didn't call
Yeah,
it circus. Like it just looks like a circus.
and then you could do like, let me see if I can do it. Um, Give me some choices. What's the first choice?
Mac Dre,
Mac Dre. Next.
E40,
Info is a Gizzy. Next.
San Quinn.
Two ends.
Yep.
Next.
Mac Mall.
Next.
Two L's.
Oh, like actually shopping
Yeah.
mall. Okay.
Yeah, like mall. um. Let's say Sibo.
Sibo. Did he put a dash in it?
Yeah. C dash Bo. So it's
C.
Sibo,
Oh.
nigga. See,
All right, come on.
yeah,
One
Sibo.
more. One more.
Killer Tay.
Does he have an H in it?
No.
Like that?
Yep.
All right. Leave it to a Bay Area. All right. So then the question would be, who on here anybody knows? And the answer is Killer Tay.
Yeah, okay, I do remember that. I do remember the explosion in the thing caught a little
Yeah.
everybody was like, what the fuck? Oh,
So you can turn that off, the confetti and the clapping at the end, but basically that's that version.
that's
Um,
a decent feature of it.
but respect on the Bay Area legends. You know, you did that. I don't
Yeah,
remember Killer Tay. I remember everybody else.
yeah.
San
Killer
Quinn, you
Tay
got another.
got another Quindo Maniac. Um, What's
Yeah,
funny
you
is
think of the California lifestyle that I live, where the bitches cooking, the
niggas
niggas
just
don't
don't
get.
give. So I
Stay
say
stuck, smoking on
smoking
the
on the
Taylor,
Taylor,
bury
bury
the
your play.
player.
Yeah, yeah. Hardest verse, hardest verse
And it's just
ever.
the way he rolled the beat,
He came
and it's
in
just
just
boom,
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 boom.
boom. Bruh,
Hey, if
rest
you
in
know,
peace,
you
Big Mike.
know.
Rest in peace, Big Mike, because Big
Facts.
Mike slapped that song in the
In the
RAV4, bruh.
RAV4.
In the RAV4.
Ah.
I have not heard beat as hard as what he had in that damn RAV4. My
Shout
entire
out to
like he was
Big
a beat
Mike.
master. Yeah, he was a beat master, man. Like it used to slap.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that song just boom, 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 boom. Like
He's
that was the
the
hardest song.
he did stuff in that Toyota RAV4 that I've never seen anybody else
Else
do, and
do.
Toyota doesn't know it can do. Like it's like, does the RAV4 have posi traction? How is he? He got the emergency brake. Just
Bruh, he
like,
used to ride that thing, man. Like, man, dang, rest in peace, Big Mike, man.
and Big Mike will pop up on you at a stoplight and jump out the car and be, don't get it, break, don't shake that. Like, Big Mike
Bruh,
was a different beast,
such a
boy.
happy soul, bro. Like, I don't think I ain't never seen him with had a problem with nobody. Always smiling. He was a
Always.
good dude, man.
The good ones
Just
we don't
come
have for a
slide.
long time.
Yeah, facts. Just come and slide, like, just randomly. Oh, you just hear the beat. You're like, is that Big Mike outside? Like, next thing you know, you're in Hayward. You're like, what are we doing? What are we doing out here?
Right, right. But that's a fact, man. That's a fact. So I know you in Texas right now, right?
Yeah.
So did you check out the event today?
Man, it was overcast here, bro. Like everybody, like I feel bad for them Germans that flew here,
Y'all had overcast
bro.
during. Let me tell you what's terrible about that is literally, I took off. I didn't take off work, but I left work. Took like a long lunch to meet up with the fam. We met at the park, had the glasses, watched the eclipse. We almost drove to Texas. I just couldn't get out of this job I had yesterday at this dentist office, and I was like, "Damn, we needed that time. We needed to start yesterday to get out there."
Yeah,
And I said exactly that. I was like, man, it's like a perfect day. It's like blue skies, not a cloud around. I was like, if it was overcast, this would be terrible.
that's what
And
we
for
got.
y'all,
That's exactly like I'm sitting here. Like I rearranged my office so like my windows to my apartment are right here,
mm,
and like touching distance.
yeah,
And I'm just sitting here and I'm like looking at the time, and they're like, yeah, it's gonna be like 2:40, but they were like talking about Eastern time, so like it's like 1:25, and then my room just like gets black. I'm like, what the? I just run outside, and I'm like, so everybody's outside. I'm like, bruh, and it just he ain't even no
you're like
glasses.
unimpressed.
Yeah, they telling everybody, hey,
Unimpressed.
go get groceries and all this stuff. There's gonna be a lot of visitors in town. Get your pottage meat and you know what I'm saying, water. And it's overcast, bro. I brought my little stupid
Wow.
glasses outside, running like go outside. I'm like, is this? And I mean, it got dark. Like it did get dark.
Yeah.
It was black, but like
But
it was.
you saw nothing.
I saw nothing. It was just like it was gonna be a storm, like a storm had came in. Cause
That's
it just
crazy.
get dark and then, yeah, just
Dude,
straight
and you're right.
overcast
Think of how many people came from Germany, from Russia, from
from all over the
Japan,
place. Yeah,
Australia, like just to see this, because it's gonna be 21 years for and y'all couldn't even clear the sky up for them.
bro. Texas was like one of the top places to see it in
It makes
totality.
sense.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm
it
saying?
makes
Like,
sense.
yeah, it was gonna be in totality here. And I'm talking to them, and they were like, yeah, it's gonna be in like for 2.5 minutes, bro. That was like maybe 45 seconds. I'm like, man, they spent hell of money, airplane tickets. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Came out here, and bro, it was an overcast. Like, I'm sure a lot of them probably got here and like heard about the weather and probably went to like Arkansas
yeah.
because Arkansas was it was clear. Like I was watching on the news in Arkansas. I'm like, dang, that looks nice. But Yeah, it was a uneventful experience over here.
That's
I just
crazy.
started watching the news and everybody all smiling and shit. I'm like, oh, that's
Yeah,
nice.
they,
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
these.
it's only 20 years in the United States. Like next year, I think in like Brazil, there's gonna be one that
Hmm.
people in Brazil can see. So it's like
Hmm.
only 20 years for Americans. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But I think
Brazil looking like, what's the big deal?
what's the big deal? Like
Like we're doing this literally next year,
next
and
year,
then next year people are gonna act like it's not happening anywhere. Like,
it's not. Yep.
man, only
Remember last
19
year?
more
Yeah,
years.
they're gonna be. It's sweeps week. Put it back on. Remember the eclipse today? Wish you were there. You know what I'm saying? And Brazil is over there
Brazilians
just
gonna be
like
like, y'all don't wanna.
bachata and they like the sky, right through the eclipse. Like it ain't nothing.
Speaking of overcast and eclipse, what's there's a cloud that's hovering over your man. Take that.
We talked about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, he about to,
But since we talked, it's crazy. We were just talking about it,
and it
and since we talked,
from 0 to
I
1 million.
mean, it went from
Yes.
yeah, what's going on with and that one
Yeah.
dude that said that one thing to he's
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
when they start talking about you on like court TV and law and crime, and I'm like, oh, this
You,
getting bad
bro.
fast.
You got like the, I'm no criminal, but I know criminal activity. You know, I've been around it my whole life.
Yeah.
When them folks show up to your house with assault rifles, they like, oh, this Diddy, this is a celebrity. They could have went there and been like, Mr. Home, you know what I'm saying? And the police
Yeah.
could have waited, but like they stacked up SWAT, nigga, snipers on the thing. Like that means that
That's
there
a
was
whole
an
nother level.
indictment. Yeah, that's an indictment that they like somebody wrote that out, and you have to have credible evidence to get that amount of
Right.
support.
To get
So
Homeland Security,
you know what I'm saying?
Homeland Security
Yes,
at a hip hop producer's house,
yes. And then they got
at a
this like,
backup dancer's house.
yeah, 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 yeah. And then they got this flow chart or like a not even a flow chart. What is it called? Like a diagram of like him at the head and like showing like how the pyramid goes down and stuff like that.
Mm.
And like his sons is in it. You know what I mean? As recruiters for sex workers and all that. And if you look at it right, you look at it as like a. I'm not in the hip hop scene like that, right? But I
Yeah.
know partying, and I'm like, hey, bruh, what's up with them hoes that you said we was gonna come through? Oh, let me get them on the phone. So I feel like it was a lot of that, but then
Mm.
I feel like it was all like there's working girls. I know working girls. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some working girls that they get on those yachts. They get on. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a job for them. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But I think the problem that happened is like one, you can't do what you do in the dark around people that are afraid of the dark because they gonna
Allegedly.
fucking
Allegedly.
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 You can't assume that you can just do this forever. You know what I mean? Like then they started playing. This is off topic, but the same topic. Then they started playing clips of Bill Cosby and how Bill Cosby in all these interviews and in books was talking about Spanish Fly, and he was like juiced about it.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
he was
oh
excited.
yeah, you could. I mean, just enough like on the head of a pin, and woo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm
But
like,
I hate it with Bill because it's like it sounds terrible now, right?
yeah,
It's almost like it's like me bringing up. I still might do it. I was gonna do a episode called Zesty Hip Hop because there's been some lines out there that's a little sus, right?
yeah,
And so when Cannabis first said, um, you may got more cash than me, but you ain't got the skills to eat an ass like me, right?
very aggressive.
Yo, we didn't even think anything
No,
about
we
it.
slid right past that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nobody was like, whoa, what? Because it was a different era. And during that time, you also had Mr. Buster, where you at, can't scrap a lick. The stuff that came out in that song where it
yeah,
was just kind of like
yeah,
Luke's getting bent over, so he getting F. It was
yeah,
just,
yeah,
it was aggressive. It was very like mafia, mob style. That's how
yeah.
you showed how dominant you were going to be. We didn't take it seriously.
Yep.
So when you look at that now, it sounds wild to hear like, whoa, you ain't got the skills to eat. What do you do? How long did it take you to develop these skills?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Bill. It's like Bill ain't saying nothing different than probably most of them was doing.
The facts.
And the girls knew it was like they
Yeah.
probably was cool with the Spanish fly. Oh yeah, that gets me there. Same way girls be good with ecstasy now. Like it gets me there. But now when you know in court it sounds
yeah. No,
terrible.
I 100% agree with that. Like I'm if I go to a party at a celebrity's house, right? And I've been to escalation of like crazy parties, you know what I mean? There gets that comfort level of like how, and I like even with the Diddy thing, I'm like, they're like, oh, these people, you know, he was having sex with men and blah blah blah. And I'm like, look, you don't know how hungry someone is for success that's willing to do anything. Remember, like how bad do you want it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, how bad do you want it? You know what I mean?
You had people going over the bridge for cheesecake.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
To be in the band, so.
Just to be in the band. And everybody at the time knew groups didn't last, you know what I'm saying, in Bad Boy, and you still went and got the cheesecake. So I just feel like a lot of it is Diddy, right, maliciously, like when you start aggressively doing things and when you start, you know what I'm saying, holding people hostage to freedom of choice and stuff like that, or if you manipulate people and to the point where they feel like they're obligated to make a choice because of X, Y, and Z conditions, then that's fucking wrong. Diddy, a regular bank teller, you know, the mailman, anybody in that situation. But
right.
Also, some of the blame has to be on the accuser because you put yourself in these situations, right? You put yourself in these situations. You allowed yourself to be vulnerable. You allowed yourself to like drink these drinks. If you made it to that level of party, someone told you what happens at these parties. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you weren't just walking around Target and Diddy snatched you up out of Target and you was on your way to cook brownies for, you know, your third grade class. Like, there was an escalation to get to Diddy party level. Like, there's still regular celebrities that never been to Diddy parties and they're celeb. You know what I mean? So like,
yeah,
I feel like there's a certain status of like who you are to know that what you're going into, right? And you know, some of these people, I think at that point in time were repeat customers. They're like, oh, you know, it's crazy, but you know, fuck it, I'm trying to get fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, whatever the case may be, some people could have been vindictive with him, but like, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking keep recording this on my iPhone, the audio or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, there's all types of, you know, different forms of predators.
That's like my bigger issue. It's hard for me to say the same thing about people that kind of got caught up in it, you know, searching for fame, because that world does mask itself as very, you know, family, and we all in this together, and we're creatives, and it's a small world, and you know, we got to network and be there for each other, and it's a support, and like they mask themselves very well as like a home away from home. And if you don't really know, you know what I'm saying? Like, they found you online, they found you at some show or whatever, somebody sent you out, you ain't gonna know at all.
Nothing.
Like, they will wipe that over your head so fast, you'll never know the breeze hit you.
Yep.
The issue I got is with like the security guard talking about, I videotaped it and I got like, well, why are you just now talking about it? Like, why when the check stopped, now all of a sudden you want to be the hero?
Yeah.
Like I got an issue with that, because that means you sat back for years and just let this happen, videotaping it, recording it, and then you know, I've heard people, some of the one of the guys that had the audio of allegedly Diddy and Meek, and he was like, you know, he tried to tell people before, but they didn't want to listen. But now y'all want to listen. It's like, okay, but did you really? Because come on, man, like something like that, it's gonna be hard to keep that under wraps. Cassie tried, and look what happened. Like, it ain't that deep when you're talking about a celebrity. I think the issue is like, when the gravy train is cooking, you don't want to mess up your lifestyle, because half of y'all that roll around these entourages, roll around the security, roll around as whatever little backup roadies that you are, you don't really have nothing else.
Yep.
Like, that's how people like Diddy keep control of people, because it's like, bro, like, you just rolling around living the good life for a couple 100,000 a year or 100,000 a year. Like, you want to leave, go leave.
Yeah.
You're not gonna mess that up. But
Yeah.
now all of a sudden, things slowed up.
Yep.
Things slowed up. Now all of a sudden, now you the hero for
Yeah.
all those poor victims. Like, you just had this in your phone this whole time.
Yeah.
Like, it was just right there in the album this whole time. People getting mutilated dang near. Like,
Yeah.
what are we
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah, I agree, man. I don't even pay attention to like those people at all, right? Like I'm like, I understand everything you're saying. I like that's exactly how I feel about it. It's like wrong is wrong, morals is moral. You didn't want to lose your job. Now you out there, you still wearing a Sean John hat in a damn interview. You know what I'm saying? Because he bought all your clothes for you. You can't
Your
even
whole
afford
closet is Sean John
Sean John.
swag.
Yeah, like come on. So
He like spraying the cologne on. That nigga Diddy. He's a crazy dude. Try that.
Try
Try
that. Try that. This is the unreleased one right here. Diddy gave me this on my birthday.
Sean number 4.
Yeah.
Sean number 4 right there.
He turned this one down. I told him this was a good one, but that was our thing. We used to do cologne. I'm a cologne guy. Diddy.
That's how we got on our.
That's how we got on our thing. He was like, "Oh, come on, do security." I'm like, "All right, I'm." He's played football back in high school. I was good, like going to this whole fucking spiel. Yeah.
My boy Eric said NDA. That's kind of a big deal too. Like these NDAs that people are talking about. I actually listened to a lawyer go over all of the legal jargon that was inside of the NDAs, and he said he feels like either the person never had a lawyer look at it,
Yeah,
or they had an appointed lawyer, like by the record label or somebody, look at it, because he was like, it's so vague that like no court would even uphold it. Like it's all over the place.
Yeah.
Like it would be like there was literally something that was like almost like a 72-year clause. Like if you film something, like you can't film, Diddy and list all these people, associates of Bad Boy, friends, the music label, blah blah, this and that, family members.
Yeah.
And if you do, then automatically the footage now belongs to Diddy. And and something else about like I forgot some other content where it's like it doesn't expire for like 72 years or 7 years after the artist, which is Diddy, passes away. I mean, it's like, he was just like, dude, you can't even wrap your head around this because it's so all over the place. There's no parameters. No NDA looks like this. This is not an NDA. This is just a scare tactic that a lot of people fell for.
Yeah, they probably just went on lawyer.com and typed in NDA and got one of those blanket NDA forms and like filled the blanks in and just turned it in. It was like, this is going to keep us safe. You know what I mean? And like what I've learned about a lot of people is they don't really like that lawyer's like, this is so vague, but like regular person trying to get on with Diddy, he's like, sign this NDA, like whatever it takes. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Especially because
I can't get on the boat. Yeah.
Right. So it sounds an NDA when you're talking to a celebrity on that level just sounds right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like without even looking at it.
Without even looking at it.
Of course I gotta sign an NDA. I got a friend who builds pools. He does Jeff Bezos's pool out here in Cali. He has to sign an NDA just to go onto the premises to work on the pool. He just does the pool.
Yeah.
He ain't even going in the house.
Yeah.
And he has to sign an NDA. And he has to leave his phone in the front, can't take his phone into place and all this stuff. So it's like when you get to that level, you would even, if someone said sign it, you would just be like, yeah, of course I have to sign an NDA. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's common sense.
Yep.
you probably wouldn't even think, let me read
No.
if there's like a 72-year clause in this
Yeah.
NDA.
Yeah.
And most people like us, you already have like a certain almost like pride about yourself. Like, you know, your morals, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know, you a upstanding dude. So it's like the moment someone tells you like, oh yeah, this is a confidentiality thing, in your head you're like, well, I'm solid. I ain't that type of guy.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and you know what I'm saying? Because it's
Yeah.
almost like an ego thing.
Yep.
Like, of course I ain't gonna disclose, like we politicking, it's business.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, you
Yep.
looking at it like that with like these blinders on, thinking this is just about men doing business or a woman or professionals doing business,
Yeah.
not to realize he trying to control you for the rest of yo.
Your life. Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like you still at some point had a conversation with, one of the ones just in the bushes like, "Psst, hey, you going over to that Diddy party? Don't go over there, man. Don't go." You know what I'm saying? Like, you had a conversation, and this has been for years. People have been like joking, bringing it up, talking about it, like saying things about it. I feel like at some point, anybody in that situation would have had to feel the cloud that's over it. But then again, we're talking about people who would do anything to be in that world. So any of them, celebrities included, and whoever else was included in it, a lot of them would do anything to be around those people. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just Diddy. They're like, oh, I'm going to a Diddy party. There's going to be everybody that I want to be like around
Right.
this party. Of course. NDA. What else you need? A urine sample, blood test, like whatever I need to do to
I'm
get
not
into
getting
this.
kicked out the party
I'm not
because
getting
of
kicked this
some
party.
NDA.
Yeah, the goddamn yacht, like doing the last little horns about, like, you gonna sit there and read the motherfucker? Like, nah. Yeah. You know that. One sec. And the members should not take like, no. You were cited that before they fucking motherfuckers on the boat.
No, but that's a good
That boat
point though.
wave.
That's a good point though. Is like the timing of when they present the NDA, because when people say that someone signed a certain contract or a certain document, your head automatically goes like they were at a desk, they
Yep.
were in a meeting, they were at the office, something like that. But if it's like if you hear the music cracking, you hear Khaled on the boat talking about another one,
Yeah.
and you have to like, oh man, this is about to be great. And they're like, whoa, young blood,
Yeah.
before you come on, go on, sign this. You like,
Anybody got a pen? You got a pen? Just slit your wrist and sign it in blood just so you could get on the boat.
oh,
That's how I see it.
that's
And I'm
so
not
funny.
I feel bad for everybody involved who's
That's
like a
so
part of
funny.
that, especially if you got taken advantage of. Like,
Yeah, not
they
trying to
talk
make light of it.
yeah, they trying to, say, like I said the last time we talked about it, I don't care nothing about their sexuality. I don't care nothing about what type of freaky sex stuff that they did or allegedly did. Whoever, let them people be freaks. Like, let them do what they do. Like, you know what I'm saying?
As
I have
long
a
as,
problem with the manipulation and the drugging and all of
yeah,
that other stuff like that. And then
yeah.
on top of that, you're gonna record it, and people be like, "What happened? I'm so like blah blah blah." It's like, I'm gonna call the police, and he's like, "Psst. This your signature, ain't it? On this NDA? This for 75 years and 7 days after I die." And oh yeah, by the way, click click. Look at you have a good time right there, willingly drinking.
Right. You didn't want to call the police last night.
Yeah, you know
You were
what police?
dressed up like the
Yeah,
police.
Daryl, how many shots he had? 14 balls. 14 shots.
He from New York City,
He
boss.
from New York City, yeah. He just sit there. 14.
He from New York City, boss.
Like, I'm telling you, bro. Like, them
Yeah,
folk, man.
yeah. I know we are laughing a lot at it, even though, if what is alleged to be true is true, there's real victims, in this story,
Yeah.
and that's a sad part. But I think I think what allows the the humor to live right now is because it's not 100% real for us just yet, because we live in America, because it is innocent till proven guilty. So right now it's like a very compelling story
Yeah.
that has a lot of nuance that we're all on our edge of all on the edge of our seats, like trying to hear, where is this going?
Yeah.
And in the midst of that, it allows some space to, color in, if you will. But later
Yeah.
on, if he is actually charged and arrested and goes to trial, and these things are put in front of us as evidence in a US court, it's going to change everything, because now it's official.
Yeah.
Now the color's been filled in. You'll know the faces. Well, you may not know the faces. Depends on how they do it. You may not know the faces. You may not know the names. But you will know the stories.
Yeah.
You
What's
will know the
crazy, I don't know if you've seen there's this video out, and I don't know how true this video is, but it's Diddy on a boat with his daughter, like the youngest one, and he's just like reading off. He got a piece of paper, and they're like, he's reading a name and she's saying the name. He's reading, and it's like just naming people. And like the heading is like, Diddy said, if these folks don't call or answer their phone, then he's putting them, you know what I'm saying, on notice or whatever. And he's just reading off like Jeff Bezos, Kevin Hart, Celine Dion. Like he's just naming off like people, like all this list of people. He's like, if they don't answer the phone, put you on notice. And I feel like that's the same kind of like tactic that got Epstein. You know what I'm saying? Like Epstein was like, oh, I'm finna, you know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden now he killed himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Wow.
I hope I don't know, man. I just it's sad
Wow.
to see. It's sad to see. I never. It's not like I mess with Diddy like that. You know what I mean? Like I'm. You've never heard me say hop in your car and be like, man, I knew Diddy came out. Like that's never rolled off anyone's tongue, on purpose. But it's just sad to see like the empire that he worked so hard to get.
Yeah.
You know, well the artist that he put on work, but him too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, he's been a great businessman up until this point.
That's
It's
why they
just
say,
sad to
man.
see another, you know what I'm saying, another black man. And I'm like, I don't think it's done, right? Like, you know, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Diddy. Like, I think, like, when people be joking, be like, I think I talked about this before, like, they're like, oh, yeah, I wish Oprah Winfrey would run for president. I'm like, bro, y'all don't want to know them, the skeletons, and that's going to, I was like, and
You don't
Oprah
want to
is
know.
not stupid, bro. They going to open up that can of skeletons and bring that stuff out like they did everybody else that tries to get into that position, bro. And Oprah is not willing to be Diddyfied.
Yeah.
Because I don't think, you know what I'm saying, you don't get that big. You know, you don't become a billionaire without standing on the head of a couple midgets. You know,
Right.
it's
You
going to
got to.
happen.
And like they say, man, like, power is very
Or
intoxicating.
little people, sorry. Or not even them. That was just an analogy. It was a bad one.
Just some people that
Yeah.
premature.
Yeah. Yeah. Just,
But yeah, man, they say, power is so intoxicating, and attention is, such a potent drug. And like any drug, like any intoxication, no matter how much you get, you want more.
yeah.
And no matter how much, and the more and more you get, the more normal it
Yeah.
seems.
Yeah.
And so you need more extremes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I believe that power is the very same thing. I believe that power is a drug exactly the same way that people get power, and it's good because you look at somebody. Let me not use Diddy just because I don't want to bash Diddy, because one thing I don't like is when they're like putting up videos of Diddy talking, and he's like, yeah, we're gonna go back to the crib and hang out, and they're like, oh, he was already
Yeah.
working
Yeah.
on them
Yeah.
then. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, now you just taking
Yeah.
everything like
Speculatory. Yeah.
right, like now now y'all wilding. But like, you take someone who let's just say if it was Macklemore,
Yeah.
random. Let's say you took Macklemore. Macklemore starts as an artist. He builds his thing. He starts networking, meeting some producers. Next thing you know, he has some fame. He's
Yeah.
out doing shows. He wants to bring his people on. he knows other people that they can rap, but they ain't get their chance. So now he's going to the label to figure out if he can get his own label deal. They
Yeah.
give him a label deal. Now he's bringing his people in. They got distribution through the label. They're going through Universal. Things is popping. They scheduling tours. They got other named artists that headline so they can fill out these stadiums in different places. They
Yeah.
moving. They shucking and jiving. Next thing you know, the label is offering him a seat at the table with the actual label now because he's been doing blah blah blah. So now he's creative director of Universal West and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
The power keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. And at one point, you realize that you sit in a room and you can send anybody home and change their life. Or you
Yeah.
can walk out in the middle of the street and tell anybody to get in the car and change their life. And
Yep.
that is intoxicating.
Yep.
And now imagine you've lived like that for the past few decades.
Yep.
It's like, well, what else? Diddy's already literally did that. I hate to go back to Diddy, but that's a true example of him saying, I forget if he was with Andre Harrell or if he was with somebody else, but I forgot who was in the story. But Diddy's in the club. He tells him, I could pick any 3 girls in here and make them stars.
Mhm.
They have a bet. He puts together the group total with just some 3 girls in a bar that didn't even know each other and made them stars. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is power. This is back in the 90s.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you already had that power in the 90s, in 2020, like, what else can I do?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, can I see the aliens? Like,
Look,
I need something else.
That's where them people like have a point about people like Diddy feeling like they're a god, because at some point you start feeling your power is limitless. Like you said, back in the 90s, that much power to like manipulate the world basically into your fingertips, like, and then you're hanging around, you're invited to the White House, you're meeting president, you're doing all of this stuff from a background dancer to now you're doing all of these, like, you start feeling like, damn, am I a god? You know what I'm saying?
Then you be wanting to test it. Like,
then you want to test it.
Do this. Oh, that worked.
Yeah.
Hey, what about this?
Yep.
Oh, I got away with that too.
Yep.
Bark like a dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
A big dog.
Yeah.
You'd be like, where does it end?
Where does it end?
It hasn't ended yet. Like, I've tried crazy. Like, I've tried to get caught. I've tried to go too far.
Yeah.
I wanted somebody to be like, are you crazy? Like, and no one said it yet.
No one said it yet.
I thought it, and they didn't even say it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
crazy.
scary. That's scary. Like, that's scary. Any one of us could be Diddy. Like, any one of us could be Diddy. You get that, but if you're not now, okay. I think that's the problem too with like stardom at such an early age, right? Like, take Justin Bieber. Like, I like Justin Bieber. I think he's a great vocalist. I like his music. He's he's whatever he's done, whatever, right? But it drove him crazy. It drove him crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I've seen him like in interviews and stuff where he talks about it. Just like he's like, everybody joked about it. $100 million, at 17 years old, like blah blah blah. Like, he literally walks outside and girls faint at 17. Let
Chasing him
17
through the mall.
me get, bro. Come on, man.
Dude, you in the mall at 17 just hoping somebody talk to you. Like,
Yeah.
maybe imagine walking through the mall and there's a herd of
rushing
girls
towards you.
chasing you into the car.
Yeah.
You get in the car, they jumping on the window. I love you.
I love you. Let me touch my hand. Like, you know what I mean? Like, bruh.
Dude, that's different.
So
That's different. I mean, and truthfully, I feel like you're 100% right. That's the problem with having it too soon. But I'm almost happy that we didn't, because we get a chance to be normal. Because you ain't normal if you get that kind of fame that early.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, and I think you could see Justin Bieber looks fucking 35 in the face now.
Yeah.
Like, he's worn out, and I'm glad his health got better and all that stuff. But like, you know, I'm just using him as an example because I just like watched some like Tiny Desk thing. It wasn't a Tiny Desk, but it was like that, and it was talking and stuff like that. But like you could see and you can hear the, like the pain now when he even sings songs. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
different.
yeah, his different, and you're just like, damn, you know, you're still a kid. You're like what, 25, 26 or something like that,
Yeah,
and you know, you're still the same Justin Bieber. You still walk outside, it's just still going crazy. You know what I mean? Like, and he's
yeah,
just like, you know, I can never be normal because I'll always be this. You know what I
like
mean?
that
Like,
is his normal. It's almost like you'll never know what normal is, and it could mess you. I mean, look at Macaulay Culkin. Like
yes,
Macaulay Culkin, it almost got it like the worst. He's like weird and
yeah,
awkward, but
yeah,
he's like that weird and awkward that thinks everybody else is the one that's weird and awkward.
yeah,
It's like, no, it's
yeah.
you.
No, it's you. It's
It's
you,
really
buddy.
you.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
us.